Hey, what's going on, Bears fans? What is going on? Oh, man. Justin, this is Fields. I told you before the podcast. We selected Justin Fields. I just have. Because Walter Payton, you know, it's the man. I just have. Who is this? We selected Justin Fields. I think I can fit in as like a water boy for the Panthers. Freaking go. Who is this? All right, that's the end of this podcast. Yep, we're taking a kicker. Oh man, but we think this is intense.
KIEQ on the mic, KIEQ on the mic, KIEQ on the mic, KIEQ on the mic. People, this the intro. Sacramento, California, born and raised. In Antelope is where I spend most of my days. Talk bad about my team, you must be a clown. This is KIEQ on the mic, so you know you better bear down. Bear down, bear down.
What is going on, Chicago Bears fans? Thank you so much for joining me for another Friday Night Q&A right here on KIEQ on the Mic. Like always, if you guys are not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. It's been a crazy week as a Bears fan. You know, free agency started. Obviously, the Bears finally traded the number 1 overall pick. It's been an absolutely crazy week to be a Chicago Bears fan, but it's all good news, right? I feel like Ryan Poles is doing a really good job. You know, the thing I like about Ryan Poles, I want to start out this live stream by saying this. The thing I love about Ryan Poles is this. He doesn't give a damn what us fans think or what we think he should do. He is going to be on the beat of his own drum, right? And I absolutely love that about Ryan Poles. And I feel like right now, he has an absolute home run by all the trading back from number 1 to 9, getting the number 1 wide receiver and DJ Moore, getting all the picks and all the free agents that we've added so far. Absolutely love every single one of them. How's everyone doing tonight? And I have to say this too, you know, before coming on the podcast, I was reading my comments from the video I posted today, and I have to say that I just have to thank every single one of you guys for the love and support. This listener was just telling me, you know, just keep up the good work. You know, your content's getting so much better from the past year, blah, blah, blah. And comments like that mean everything to me, guys. You guys don't understand how much that means to me when you guys show me all the support in the world. And just let you know, the support does not go unnoticed. It really does not. And I really appreciate every single one of you guys for all the support you guys have given me and shown me. I know it's a growing community. I have a lot in store for you guys, and I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going because you guys enjoy the content. You guys continue to tune in. You guys continue to engage with KIEQ on the Mic, and I really do appreciate every single one of you guys. So once again, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So once again, this is going to be a Q&A, and I'm also going to kind of be going over each free agent tonight, and basically just kind of giving grades for them, right? And I know I posted that TJ Edwards video yesterday, and I know I said I was going to do a series, but I wasn't really feeling that series, so I'm just going to go over them all right now on this live stream tonight. You guys can also give your grades for these free agents as I'm going through them. And then you guys can continue to ask me questions as well. And as I'm going through these different free agents, I will try my best to get to each and every one of you guys' questions as well. So you guys can get the questions, bring them in as I'm going through these different free agents, and I will answer them. Someone asked, what are some pass rushing options for the Bears sign that are currently on the market? Guys like Yannick Ngakoue is kind of intriguing to me. That's the guy that's kind of like on top of my list. I believe Arden Key got picked up, so that was another guy I was interested in. But the guy that's really on my mind is like a guy like Yannick Ngakoue. He would be on the top of my list in terms of we want to add like a veteran pass rusher. I do like the guy that we got from Tennessee. I believe his name is DeMarcus Walker. That's a guy that's very versatile. He could play on the outside. He could play on the inside. Most of his production comes from the inside, though. So that was a good start to adding to the defensive line. Obviously, we added another guy in Andrew Billings, a defensive tackle, a guy that's an excellent excellent run stuffer. So really like that pickup for the Chicago Bears as well. And I feel like slowly we haven't found our superstar in terms of the defensive line, but it's starting to form with very good veteran depth pieces and guys that can really contribute to this defensive line right away. And like I keep saying, this defensive line was putrid and needed all the help in the world. So anybody that we sign is probably a good thing. And I also want to get this off my chest. What the hell? What in the living hell was David Montgomery thinking? How now are you going to go to the Detroit Lions? Someone asked, do you think Clowney would fit in this defense? I don't know, man. He's kind of a head case to me. I feel like um, the production's been decent, but overall, I feel like he's had a pretty disappointing career. I'm not sure if I would want Jadeveon Clowney on the Chicago Bears. If they did pick him up, I would give it a chance. But like I said, I think I would go after Yannick Ngakoue before I went over to Jadeveon Clowney. That's just my personal opinion. So let's go through these different free agents that we signed. Obviously, 17 minutes into free agency. I know a lot of Bears fans, including myself, were thinking that was going to be Bobby Okereke, but the Chicago Bears ended up signing TJ Edwards, linebacker from Philadelphia Eagles. I did a full breakdown video yesterday. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you guys have not seen that video, you can go check out my deep analysis and breakdown on the TJ Edwards signing. The first thing I love about TJ Edwards is that he's a hometown kid from Chicago, Illinois. I believe he is from Villa. I hope I said that right. Villa, Illinois. He went to Lakes Community High School. So this is a dream come true for TJ Edwards. Second thing I love about the TJ Edwards signing is that the deal. It was for 3 years, $19.5 million with $12 million guaranteed. But if for some reason he just underperforms, doesn't play well, or gets hurt, this deal can be a 1 year, about $7.98 million deal. So they can get rid of him after 1 year if he doesn't do well. So this is a very team-friendly deal. I'm a guy that is legit middle linebacker in the NFL. He was a leader for the Philadelphia Eagles. That's a huge loss for the Philadelphia Eagles defense. He comes to Chicago, and obviously, linebacker was a need for the Chicago Bears, and Ryan Poles addressed it by getting him and Tremaine Edmunds. Obviously talking about Tremaine Edmunds too. The dude's 6'5", he's fast, he's physical, he's violent, he's smart, good in coverage, good against the run. He is a complete linebacker, and he's only 24 years old, about to turn 25 years old, and he's already played 5 years in the NFL. So I love what Ryan Poles was able to do by adding 2 linebackers. And I feel like these are the best linebackers we've had in a duo, not just talking singly, but best linebackers we've had since Lance Briggs and Brian Urlacher. So I'm super excited about the combination between TJ Edwards and Tremaine Edmunds. Obviously, you saw Jack Sanborn as well. So linebacker is no longer a need. And I give both of those signings for the Chicago Bears a solid A grade. These are 2 guys that are going to come in right away. They're going to give you effort-based football, what Eberflus likes to do. And obviously, this defense wouldn't be able to run without solid linebackers. Of course, we still need to find that solid 3 technique in the middle. But that was a good start to free agency. And I give both of those signings an A for the Chicago Bears. What grade do you guys give those signing, Bear fans? Let me know in the comments. Bot said TJ took that hometown discount. No way that was his best offer. I agree. Going into free agency, I had him tabbed to make way more, right? Way more than what he got. But he probably really just wanted to come home and play for his hometown team. He grew up a Bears fan, so this is definitely a dream come true for TJ Edwards. Looking at the comment section. Linebackers is an A. Yeah, absolutely. Both the linebackers, I think they deserve an A grade. Even Tremaine Edmunds, I think, we gave him a 4-year, $72 million deal with $50 million guaranteed. So basically, if you think about it, we're getting 2 linebackers for the price of 1. Roquan ended up getting what? 24 million? No, he got 20 million a year. We signed 2 linebackers for 24.5 million. And to me, they could probably have just as much production as Roquan Smith, not if not better. Trust me, I'm a big Roquan Smith fan. I'm still bummed that he's no longer a Chicago Bear. But when you're able to get two solid linebackers for the price of one that you know they're going to make your team better, it's an easy A for me. A plus 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 plus. So much better value for both of them than just Roquan, and we got a second. Yeah, so basically we got two linebackers for the price of one and a second round pick. You can't beat that. Ryan Poles is absolutely cooking right now. Dustin Yoder said, who do you think we are going at 9? I'm guessing Paris Johnson. I think either Paris Johnson or Peter Skoronski. If you want a guy that is NFL ready right now, I think Peter Skoronski is going to be the pick. I think when you look at a guy like Paris Johnson, he still needs to develop a little bit more as a pass blocker. So that's the one thing I could say about Paris Johnson. But Peter Skoronski, he has everything, right? Everything to play right now. And we do need a right tackle. Paris Johnson played left tackle at Ohio State. So I'm not saying we can't shift him over to right tackle, but Peter Skoronski has 3 years of experience as a starting right tackle. I think he's played since his freshman year at Northwestern. So I think Peter Skoronski could possibly be the guy at 9. I am Bot said Nasty Nate will end up being the best signing. Yes, then the Bears went out and got some offensive line help by signing guard Nate Davis from the Tennessee Titans. Another young signing. And that's another thing I like about what Ryan Poles is doing. It's a lot of young guys, right? Obviously, you don't want to sign guys that are past 30, past their prime. All the guys that we've signed to the Chicago Bears roster during free agency are guys that are just now hitting their prime. So I like that. But Nate Davis is a good signing. We signed him to 3 years, $30 million. A guy that is a violent, athletic blocker, so obviously he fits the mold of what Ryan Poles is looking for in an offensive lineman. It's a good deal with 3 years and $30 million. And something that I've been hearing, I'm not sure how you guys feel about this. For the longest time in my mock offseason videos, I've been saying that the Bears would cut Cody Whitehair. No, they're going to try Cody Whitehair out center, which I feel like Cody Whitehair is a better center than he is a guard. So I'm definitely down for the idea. For testing Cody Whitehair out at center, because if it works out, then we're going to probably have a pretty solid interior offensive line. Obviously, Braxton Jones had a good season. Still need to see a little bit more of him. Still needs to develop a little bit more, but we still need to find that right tackle. So if I feel like we can find that right tackle, I think we'll be good to go. But in terms of this signing for Nate Davis, I give it another B plus A grade. Personally, I think it's a good signing. You think about who he blocked for, right? He opened up huge running lanes for a guy like Derrick Henry in Tennessee. And I feel like he is a really good guard in the NFL. I think he does make our offensive line a whole lot better. So I like the signing. Now, I guess thanks so much for joining the live stream. It says Dante Foreman was a great signing in the bargain. The way he ran in Carolina last year after CMC left was awesome. Yes, when we signed Dante Foreman to 1 year, $3 million, I kind of had to take a step back because I'm like, okay, I'm not saying he's going to replace David Montgomery, right? Obviously, Khalil Herbert's now the running back 1 in Chicago, but this is a guy that had over 900 scrimmage yards last year after the CMC trade. So he definitely stepped up in a big role. And I can give it a solid B grade, because this is gonna be a guy that will be a good running back too for the Chicago Bears. Obviously, you also got that guy from Seattle. Can't think of his name on top of my head. But that guy's gonna be more of a special teams guy. If he'll be running back 3 for the Chicago Bears. I feel like it's Travis Homer is his name. But I give Dante Foreman a B grade. I'll probably give the Travis Homer guy from Seattle probably let's give him a C plus grade. Because I think he's just going to be a special teamer for us, which is valuable. You can never have enough good special teamers. But I give a B grade for Dante Foreman. I really like the way he played in Carolina. I was super excited to get him. Another guy that I was really happy about, and this is a guy that didn't really shock me. There's a guy that I knew that was out there, and that is, I can't think of his name now. I just had his name, and then I went blank. Let's look it up. Keep the questions coming. If you're just now joining the live stream, thank you so much. I appreciate all the love and support from every single one of you guys. What grades do you, while I'm looking up these free agents, because we signed so many of them. What grade do you give the Dante Foreman signing? There we go. I couldn't think of his name. Yes, tight end Robert Tunyon. This is a guy that in 2020 had 11 touchdowns, right? Then tore his ACL last season, so he's kind of coming back from ACL injury, right? In 2021, didn't really play all that well because, like I said, he was coming back from an ACL injury. But now it makes too much sense. As a guy that can be easy tied into behind Cole Kmet. I'm a guy that knows the offense, a guy that can spread the field, especially in the red zone. He's going to be a big target there. He may be a little bit more athletic than a guy like Cole Kmet, which I like. But this is a guy that fits our offense because of Luke Getsy, right? So he'll fit right in. And I'll give this signing a B grade as well. Marky Mark R said, would like Bears to go O-line with the first two picks. Yes, we are, this is a conversation we need to have. I said this on the video today. A lot of people were upset about Orlando Brown Jr. The guy didn't fit our scheme. Obviously I like the player of Orlando Brown Jr., but he didn't fit our scheme. Poles is trying to bring in guys that fit our scheme, right? So, and he didn't want to overpay. Obviously, he wanted Orlando Brown to play right tackle. Orlando Brown Jr. wanted to play left tackle, so he can kick rocks, right? We move on and we find a guy that can possibly be better and actually fits our scheme, right? So I'm not too upset about it. But yes, I think the Bears build the trenches in the draft. Rather it's defensive line, offensive line, or offensive line, offensive line, or defensive line, defensive line. It's going to be all trenches. Or maybe even a wild card. Maybe we end up getting JSN at 9-2. Who knows? Someone asked, what do you think we could get in a trade back? It just depends who you're trading back with. I still think possibly Tennessee at 11 can possibly be a trade back. I think if you trade back 2 spots, you're probably looking at an extra third. It would be nice to get a second, but I doubt it. But I could definitely see maybe like an extra third if you trade back a couple of spots. It just depends how far you trade back. But I think the Bears just depends who falls to them. If they have a lot of options, let's say there's still like Paris Johnson, JSN, Peter Skoronsky, they're all still on the board. They may decide to trade back a couple of spots and get a couple extra picks. Don Burr, I was waiting for you, buddy. He said 2 off the ball linebackers for 90 million. LOL. Who does that? Your front four is horrible. Linebackers will work so much harder because running backs will get the second level 75% of the time. Don Burr, one thing I want to tell you, buddy, is one, worry about your own team, the Detroit Lions, right? You guys got David Montgomery. Congratulations, but you guys got rid of Jamal Williams, a guy that was a workhorse for you guys, a guy that led the NFL in rushing touchdowns, and you replaced him with David Montgomery, a guy that was better than David Montgomery than last year. So I like you, Don Burr, but worry about your own team. And I think you're just a little bit nervous because we still have the most cap space. We're not done building there. Our defensive line is not even done yet. So just let the finished product play out, and we'll see you next season. I'm telling you, the Detroit Lions fans, they have one good year. They don't know how to act. One good year. They don't know how to act. Remember, your quarterback is still Jared Goff. Yes, everyone, I just want to let you know that Don Burr is the only Lions fan that comes into every single Bears live streams, podcasts, YouTube channels, all that stuff. He's, I wouldn't necessarily call him a troll. He's very respectful. But of course he's a Lions fan, so I let him enjoy his moment because, they did sweep us this year. So I let him enjoy the moment. But they got to learn how to act. You just had one good season. You got to have multiple good seasons before you start talking. Someone asked, are we going to be considered a playoff team this year? I don't know. It just depends. I feel like the NFC North, when you look at the NFC North, especially with the Aaron Rodgers, basically going to be a New York Jet, it's wide open. I can see us being maybe competitive for the division, maybe possibly being a wild card team, but who knows? It just depends ultimately how Justin Fields plays, right? I think Ryan Poles has set him up for success, right? We're still building the offensive line for him. You get him a true number 1 wide receiver. I think Chase Claypool's going to be better. Darnell Mooney's coming back. Cole Kmet's going to be a whole lot better. You're still going to add to the offensive line. So everything's in place for Justin Fields to succeed. If Justin Fields plays well and takes that next step, yeah, who knows? Maybe we are a playoff team. Chris asked, do you think Tunyon will be productive even after his ACL injury? I don't see why not. I believe he tore his ACL back in 2021. So basically last season was his first year removed from the ACL injury. Now he's going to be 2 years removed from the ACL injury. So I don't see why not. He's looking to go back to form. And let me tell you, if he gives us even half the production from 2020, teams are absolutely in trouble, because I'm telling you, Cole Kmet, to me, will take the next step next year. So if you have 2 tight ends that are absolutely balling, that's going to be good news for the offense. It's going to be good news for Justin Fields, and that's going to be good news for the Chicago Bears. Keep the questions coming, and I'll try my best to get every single one. Nice, Ed. Poles is doing a great job. He's not overpaying. He's getting people that fit the scheme. Yeah, once again, he's going to get guys that are young, that are in their prime, guys that fit our scheme. And he's not going to overpay for anyone. And he told us this. He told us his plan that he wants to build through the NFL draft. So people that are kind of freaking out saying, why are we not, doing a lot? In the last week, he's added players that are going to contribute right away. Plus, he traded down, got a true number 1 wide receiver, right, in DJ Moore, and got picks that not only help us now, but to help us in the future. So Ryan Poles and the Chicago Bears have been absolutely busy this week. And I also added, I'll trade down twice and get Nolan Smith. Nolan Smith is definitely a guy that I'm keeping my eye on. I really do like Nolan Smith. It's a guy that he tore up the combine and he tore up his pro day. So I expect him to shoot up the draft boards for sure. Edgar, how you doing? Thanks so much for tuning in to this live stream. He asked, who is Poles targeting in the draft? I think it's going to be an offensive lineman or defensive lineman. And I guess my question for you guys, I've been talking to my dad a lot about this, is if Jalen Carter, with all the stuff going around him, and how bad he looked at his pro day, if he drops to number 9, what do you guys do? And I'm going to let you guys answer that question, because it would be hard for me to pass on him if he drops to 9. Chris says, Carter, JSN, or Skoronski, who are you taking at number 9? Ooh, man, I just, asked you guys this question. I think if Carter's there, that would be really hard for me not to take him at number 9. I know the Bears are still meeting with him on a top 30 visit. So that would be really hard not for me to take a guy like Jalen Carter, even all the stuff that's going around. I think he's still an amazing player. I think he just needs to kind of snap out of it. He needs some good coaching, right? And I think the Bears have that. We have some good coaches in Chicago now. So I think it would be worth the risk. But obviously JSN and Skoronski are really good candidates as well for that number 9 overall pick. Jeremiah asks, how much money can go to next year's cap, or do we have to use it all up? I believe we have to use about, what they say, we have to spend like $95 million. Like that's like a league rule that you have to spend a certain amount of money. I'm not, and then I guess the rest will be left over for, our draft picks, re-sign our own free agents, for example, right? So, and then whatever we have left over can then roll over, right? So it just depends how much we have left. Don Burr, you still in the chat, bro? Well, I know there's not a lot of good, Lions podcasters out there. I do appreciate your support, because you're kind of like a Chicago Bears homer in a way. You may be like a secret Chicago Bears fan by the way you always support me, right? You're always commenting on my videos. You're always the first one in the live stream. You're always the first one to comment on these live streams. So you may actually be a Chicago Bear homer. Your second favorite team may be the Chicago Bears. So we may need to check you and make sure you're actually a Lions fan. Dennis Mooney said, what is the status of Leatherwood and Dieter? I think Leatherwood should be good to go. Maybe they give him opportunity at right tackle. That's still a possibility. I think they should possibly give him the opportunity depending on who they draft, right? Or pick up in free agency. It just depends. But I wouldn't mind seeing Alex Leatherwood get the opportunity. Edgar says Poles should go get Yannick. Yeah, Yannick Ngagwe would be, to me, a good pickup. It's one of those guys that we could probably get him for like a 1-year deal. And obviously there's another guy out there that possibly Poles may be interested in because of that connection that from Kansas City is Frank Clark. I know he's 29 years old, but it's a guy that you can possibly sign maybe for 1 year. Bring him in, bring some veteran presence. He would definitely help the edge presence here in Chicago. And like I keep saying every single time, this defensive line was putrid. You're talking about a defensive line that only had 20 sacks combined. Like, that's terrible. That's not going to get it done. Nye says, if he drops, hell yes, take Jalen Carter. Too great of a talent. Yeah, I think the talent and his production on the field would be too great to pass up, in my opinion. So my question for you guys now is, who would you guys take at number 9? Would you take JSN, Skoronski, Paris Johnson, or Jalen Carter if he fell? Like that, I don't know. That would be tough. Should we draft a running back in the middle rounds to pair with Khalil Herbert? So we got Dante Foreman. We got Travis Homer from Seattle. So you possibly could still take a running back in the middle rounds, not too early, right? So it's definitely a possibility. Travis says, why not give Tevin another shot at right tackle? He is a better shape with the team and head shape. I think he will win the job. I think Tevin Jenkins will be our right guard when it's all said and done. I think Nate Davis will play left. I think Tevin Jenkins will play right. I think Cody Whitehair will be our center. Braxton Jones will be our left tackle. So we just need to fill the right tackle position at this point. Chris said it's between JSN and Carter for me. Yeah. I think at this point, I don't think anyone should be disappointed if the Bears do end up taking JSN. It's just, you have JSN. And I think the reason why you take JSN is if Claypool doesn't pan out, right? Or if Mooney gets hurt again or doesn't pan out. Those guys are on contract years. So if you get a guy like JSN, it gives you a little bit of reassurance at the wide receiver position. If you're just now joining the live stream, thank you so much. I appreciate all the love and support. Keep asking those questions, and I'll try to do my best to get to every single one. So I want to know this too, and I'm going to ask you guys this as well. I'm just curious. What was your guys' reaction, your live reaction, when the Bears finally traded the number 1 overall pick to the Panthers for number 9, DJ Moore, and a whole bunch of bevy of picks? I was not in shock, but it was more of an exciting shock. I was excited. I was pumped, especially when I saw that we got DJ Moore. I was ecstatic. Jerome said he was elated by the Bears trading number 1 overall pick. Yes, I had the same feeling. I was super excited about trading number 1 pick. I knew it was coming, but at this point, we didn't know who. Obviously, we were talking a lot about the Colts. We were talking a lot about the Texans. Obviously, that didn't work out, and we ended up trading to the Carolina Panthers and got a really good deal. Jerome says, I want no part of Jalen Carter. Yeah, some people, there's going to be mixed emotions on Jalen Carter, especially how bad he looked at his pro day. He looked slow. He looked sluggish. He looked tired. So I don't know what's going on with Jalen Carter. Travis says, I think we should move back somewhere between 10 to 15, then draft the best available player. Yeah, that's obviously a good plan as well. Just depend, just depends what we get. You trade back to like to 15, right? Maybe then you can possibly try to steal an extra second. Possibly, and then just take the best player available at that point. Maybe it's JSN. Maybe he drops even further. Who knows? Like I said, if you have guys like, let's say Peter Skoronsky, JSN, and Paris Johnson are all there, maybe even Jordan Addison, for example, are all there, you could trade back and get an extra draft capital and then take the best player available. Jerome asks, Keek, who in the first round do you like as far as offensive tackle? Paris Johnson, Peter Skoronsky. If I'm looking at offensive linemen in general, there's a guy named Broderick Jones from Georgia, super athletic guard that they could possibly consider. He's not an offensive tackle, but he's a very athletic offensive lineman. But in terms of offensive tackle, my top two are Paris Johnson and Peter Skoronsky. But like I said earlier in the live stream, if you're looking for an NFL ready offensive tackle, has to be Peter Skoronsky. Jeremiah asked, did Paris Johnson play with Justin Fields? Yes, I believe Paris Johnson was a freshman when Justin Fields was a junior. So, yes, they did play one season together, I believe. If you just joined the live stream, thank you so much. I appreciate every single one of you guys. If you're new to the channel, keep hitting that subscribe button and the notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Still a long off season to go. We are probably now, in the second wave of free agency. Brian Poles is not done. But the NFL draft is approaching. I'm excited to start posting NFL mock drafts post free agency. So now we have a clearer picture what we're probably going to be targeting in the draft. Look out for Darnell Wright from Tennessee. He stood up to Will Anderson. He's good. Yes, I do like that guy as well. I think that would be a good option if he's maybe there in the second round of one of our picks. That definitely could be a target. He may be early first as well. Do you like Adaware or from Northwestern in the second round, or for the Bears in the third round? He's possibly going to be a second round guy. Obviously, when guys perform well at the combine and their pro days, they're going to skyrocket up. But this is a deep draft. I'm an edge rusher, so he could definitely shoot up the draft boards. So another guy that we signed, I'm going to go back to grading these free agents as while that we have a little break. Is defensive tackle Andrew Billings. Had 14 starts with the Las Vegas Raiders last year. 28 years old. Is a guy that's going to be a pretty good run stuffer for us here in Chicago. So I like that. We were terrible against the run as well. Our defensive line was just terrible. So obviously we need to upgrade at that position, right? But this is a guy that I give a solid B grade to. I think he's going to come in and help us right away. So I like the signing. Also, we also added a new backup quarterback and quarterback PJ Walker. I'm going to give this signing a C. It's going to be a backup. I feel like he's going to fit our scheme more than a guy like Trevor Siemian. So if Justin Fields does get hurt, I'm not saying he's going to be the savior for the Chicago Bears, but I'll feel comfortable with him being Justin Fields' backup. But I'll give it a C grade. Obviously, some other signings that the Bears did as well, just kind of getting our own free agents out of the way. They tendered contracts to Josh Blackwell, which I really like as a special teamer. Andrew Brown on the defensive line. Ellison, offensive lineman. Obviously, brought Patrick Seals back, brought fullback Kari Blasingame back, which I really like as well. Kari Blasingame was a 2-year deal. Also, do me a big favor, Bears fans. If you are tuned into the live stream right now, which I really appreciate you, make sure you're also liking this live stream as well. It'll help gain more exposure to other NFL fans, to other Bears fans that are, maybe that don't know about Keek on the Mic as well. And also make sure you follow me on all my social media platforms that are listed above here on the live stream. I'll really appreciate that as well. I'm trying to do a giveaway here pretty soon. Once I hit my next big milestone, I'm striving for 10,000 subscribers. That's the goal. But keep hitting that subscribe button, sharing the content to every Bears or NFL fan that you know. I really appreciate all the love and support from each and one of you guys. Chris asks, any other cap casualties potentially coming up for the Chicago Bears? Keep an eye out for maybe Lucas Patrick. If they give an opportunity for Cody Whitehair to play center on the Chicago Bears, Lucas Patrick could possibly be the possibly cap casualty for the Chicago Bears. Maybe we end up going a different direction and drafting a young center, maybe like a John Michael Schmitz, right? A Luke Welper from Ohio State, Tippin from Wisconsin are guys that come to mind. But maybe Lucas Patrick. Jerome says, I love picking up the running back from the Panthers. Much better value than Monty at 18 million. Don't get me wrong. I would have loved to bring David Montgomery back, but obviously just things didn't work out. I wish him nothing but the best in Detroit. But yes, it is really good value to bring in a guy like Dante Foreman, but I will miss David Montgomery for sure. If you have a question for me, I'm going to be on for another 20 minutes. I like to keep these live streams to an hour. But if you have any more questions, keep the questions coming, and I'll try my best to get to every single one. Is there any other free agent that's out there right now that you want Ryan Poles to consider? For me, like I said, I would really like to see him get maybe Yannick Ngagwe, the pass rusher. I'd be really happy with that signing. There's this offensive guard from the Eagles. His name is Isaac. Is it Samilio or Samelo? I would really like maybe to bring him in to bring extra competition here in the offensive line. But those are a couple of guys I'm trying to keep an eye on. But let me know the free agents that you want Ryan Poles to target. Jerome, I get this question a lot, but I will be glad to answer it for you once again. How did you become a Bears fan considering you're in Cali? My great grandparents were born and raised in Chicago. So they would always tell me cool stories about their time in Chicago, and they were big Bears fans. My dad's been a big Bears fan for his whole life. So it was really destined. I still have family in Chicago to this day. So it's definitely the family ties. And then from there, just the history of the Chicago Bears, really love the history. It just kind of stuck, and I stuck being a Bears fan, but definitely the family ties is why I'm a Bears fan. Mean Streak said Rock Ya-Sin. That would be a good pickup. I would like that. I wouldn't be mad at that at all. Ant-Man says trade back from 9 with either Houston 12 and 33, or Steelers, I believe you said 17 and 32. If we can get back and if we can trade back with the Steelers at 17 and get a extra first round pick, or I think that's basically the start of the second, but we can call it a first. That was our pick that we gave up. We can get that pick back. That would be cool too. I'd definitely be down for that. So if you guys don't have any more questions for me, I'm going to go ahead and cut this live stream just a tad bit early. I just wanted to come on here, touch bases with you, with you guys. I feel like Ryan Poles is not done. Right now, I give Ryan Poles offseason a solid A, and the only reason why I give it an A is because of us trading back, a bunch of draft capital, landing a number one wide receiver in DJ Moore. I feel like it's going to really help Ryan Poles. But I'm going to go ahead and end this live stream a little bit earlier. I do have plans to try to keep this tradition going and doing more live streams every Friday night. I will be doing a first round live stream for the NFL draft. And I possibly will be doing more live streams as well during the week as well. I'll let you guys know. But like always, I really appreciate all of you guys' love and support. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, bell notification, like this live stream, and keep tuning in to Keek on the Mic videos. I really appreciate every single one of you guys. And I'll see you guys next Friday. Love you guys, and bear down.